4, 3, 2, 1, going live. I think we're live.
Hello. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Good to see you. And especially good to see those of you who are at the Conscious Crypto event, because it was actually really fun having you live on Zoom with us. Whoops,
yeah, it was awesome. And we've got 30 seconds to go. Oh no, we're right on. We love to start on time, but we just came on early because we've got some lovely comments here. Ladies, I misses your analysis. That's really cute. And hi ladies, I already know this will be awesome and educational. I love this channel. Thank you so much. For those of you who are just joining us, today's live stream, we're going to be looking at live analysis for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and SHIBA INU. Was it last week or the week before? We told everybody that SHIBA INU looked like a good run, and look at that. Since we said it, boom, shakalaka. That is channeling crypto love there.
And all really credit awesome to Nicola for finding that one, because I bought SHIB because Nicola told me to buy SHIB, so I'm pretty happy. I mean, I went and did the technical analysis afterward, but kudos to you, Nicola, for finding that one, because it's looking like a high prospect coin. I think it could make a lot of us a lot of money.
Yeah, so we're going to talk a bit about SHIB INU. Should you be taking profits? Should you wait? Should you get in right now? We'll look at Ethereum and answer any of your questions that you've got. And we want to take a bigger market overview because, as you know, we do have a bearish short-term momentum happening here in this descending triangle. Descending triangles break to the downside more often than they break to the upside. And at the moment we have broken down. We're coming back to retest the support line as resistance. And we've got the bear flag here. And we also have head, that's what we're calling the head, right?
Yep.
Shoulder, shoulder, right?
Yeah.
And this is bearish. And interestingly enough, Teresa, the triangle as well as the head and shoulders has a similar target of around 52,400, give or take a few pips. And we've got significant resistance at 53,000. So we might not go all the way down if we go down at all. So shall we look at structure first? Do you want to share your screen and
sure.
Zoom out?
One of the things we want to remind you guys of is that you can be short-term bearish within a broader bull cycle. Sorry, not the chart I wanted to pull up. So there's usually a market structure, and Nicola was talking about this 3-4 calls ago, right? But there is usually a market structure we won't go below. Let me turn off the Ichimoku cloud so you can see it better here. Unless we are actually, the bull runs over, right? And so I'm just looking at Ethereum here. For Ethereum, it's this line here, right? We've been holding that market structure since March 1920. So that's over 18 months now. This market structure has held and we've never dropped. Like we've dipped slightly below it in a few cases, but we haven't seen a decisive break below it, right?
You meant 2020, right? You said 1920 and
2020. Sorry, thank you. That's my dyslexia. Yes, we've been holding that one for a century. Sorry about that. For 18 months. That's I apologize for the dyslexia, guys. We've got a similar market structure going on in Bitcoin. Okay. So if you look at this line here, whoa, sorry. I'm trying to move my chart. Sorry, guys, I'm lacking finesse today.
That's that new, the new changes and
the new trading view I'm not used to yet. But this market structure has held. See, we're looking at October 2020, right? So we usually have some line in the market like that. And also people look at bounces off the 21 moving average, etc. But there usually is a line like that that represents the overarching market structure. If we break below that, as well as break below the EMA ribbon, etc., and usually that it's coinciding with the EMA ribbon, right? So you'll see this line is well below where the EMA ribbon is right now. So the market could bounce all the way down to this line and we would still be in the bull structure of the bull run, right?
So 45,000.
Right now for Bitcoin, that's somewhere around 45.5, right? And you know, what we're seeing, what Nicola was just showing you, let me stop sharing. We can go back to your chart because you've got the more detailed chart. So a little head and shoulders within that bigger market structure really just represents possible bearish retracement inside a broader bull market. Like, so if you've got big trades going on, you don't necessarily need to close them out. This is, you know, for those of you who do short within the bull trend, I don't personally, because I don't watch my trades as closely as I think you need to if you're shorting, but this might be an opportunity to short for those of you who are shorting. But that doesn't mean the bull run's over. So I just want to make sure everybody's clear on that. And we're seeing that with XRP, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. There's a dominant market structure we're not dropping below.
And Teresa, I don't know if you remember Crypto Love when we interviewed him, and on his videos, he talks about in every bull market, like as in the, you know, the 1.5 years where we just, you know, go from the bottom to the top, there's always a pullback of around about 6 pullbacks between 20% and 50%. We just had a 21% drop if we come all the way down here, right? So that would be the 6th drop. So that could be the 6th and final drop before the parabolic run, right? So if you're looking to get into this trade, here are some potential areas of dips that you might want to put in cheeky buy orders at low leverage so you don't get liquidated out. And then if we don't come all the way down here, you're in. And if we do come all the way down here, you're not liquidated. Because I think if it's going to happen, because we're coming to the end of October and we're coming up to a full moon, I don't think this would take long. Like I'm not thinking this is going to take days to come down to these lower levels. Let's have a look at Ichimoku. What's Ichimoku saying? Ichimoku is coming into some resistance. However, sometimes when we see these straight lines on the red Ichimoku cloud, we can get a sudden move to the upside and cut right through that. So don't let that fool you. Just still be aware. I think the biggest thing, Teresa, is on the 1 hour, we need to watch what happens. We need to watch what happens over the next 4 hours on the 1 hour candles, because we're getting rejected off of this top. If this is a bear flag, right? And there's the there, we're getting rejected off of that. And will we come up and come back into the pattern? And then if we come to where this line is, if we start trading sideways and all the way to this line, we've seen this time and time again, where everybody's expecting a bear flag and the shorts go in and they get liquidated because we've gone on too long for it to be a classic bear flag, and we get a Bart Simpson reversal.
Yeah, I think this is a good point to remind people. As traders, we're never predicting what the market's going to do. Nobody can predict the market. All we can do is watch the way the market tends to perform and react, right? So remember, we're not predicting, we're reacting. So there's 2 probable scenarios here for what we're seeing, right? Either this was a head and shoulders and we've just broken down. We're now retesting the neckline, which used to be support, as resistance. If it comes back down, those of you who are shorting, I personally am not shorting because I don't like to sit at my computer and watch it, but those of you who are shorting, that would be the point at which you could risk a short, right? I consider shorts a little too high risk for me when the dominant market structure is bull. I don't trade against the dominant market structure. But
look
the
at
second
the
scenario, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to look at the RSI on that. I wouldn't short because we've got trend exhaustion.
Yes.
And we bottomed out down here at this here, right? That's around about when we started getting the reversal, and now it's coming back up. So that's why I was saying we need to watch this. I wouldn't short this for that reason, right? I mean, it's just taking a punch shot, and so many of these shorts that have been going in have started to have reversed on people, and they've got liquidated. And also, Teresa, I just noticed before we came on that longs are going in.
Yeah, I would agree. There's too much buy volume coming into the market. Personally, I think a short is way too risky here. And the one thing we've seen, the second scenario I was just about to outline, that we've seen time and time again, especially with Bitcoin, but with all of the coins in the crypto space, what we would call, Thomas Bolkowski calls him in his chart patterns analysis, he calls them busted patterns. In the crypto world, we tend to call them failed patterns or fake outs. where it goes one direction, U-turns, goes back into the pattern and breaks out in the opposite direction. So we could just be seeing one of these U-turns here, which is why I would definitely not put a short in until you have a volume supported drop. We don't have the volume right now. We're seeing a lot of trend exhaustion. I think the short's too risky right now. I think my money's on, we're going back up into the pattern. Now, the interesting thing is when we see a busted pattern like this, or a fake out or a failed pattern, depending on who you're talking to, everybody calls them different things. The odds of it breaking out in the opposite direction and hitting the target in the opposite direction now go up by about 10 to 15%. So it's actually a more reliable pattern in the opposite direction, which could be really cool to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. And have a look at this. If we look at this top yellow line here and this top yellow line here, we are in a narrowing descending wedge, which is a bullish pattern. And so while we have short-term lower highs and lower lows, we are ultimately going to break back up to the upside. And also what I've noticed, Teresa, is head and shoulders. Remember, head and shoulders come at the top of the market. Like the classic of a head and shoulder is we've had a huge bull run. We've got at the top, we're at all-time highs. And now this is a pattern reversal to the downside. So this isn't at the top. We have this is a oh no, sorry, what I'm trying to say is this is the top, right? Because we had the all-time high. However, I've noticed that when we don't get these beautiful arches and we get this kind of zigzaggy on the head, right? And it's not like a beautiful head and shoulders.
It's a weak head and shoulders. Yeah,
it's a weak head and shoulders.
And the head's very small. So
exactly. It can often be a pattern that fails, and everybody's setting up for shorts, and time again, those shorts end up getting liquidated in a big liquidation, liquidity grab rather, and we reverse up. So bottom line is, just to go over that, on the 1 hour, we are wanting to see if we are going to be trading sideways too long for this to be a bear flag, in which case we want to watch the RSI and the volume, because we could start coming back up and have an inverse Bart Simpson, bring us back into the rising wedge and then the descending wedge, and come back up to the top of the descending wedge and then possibly break out. Yeah. So that is that. Any questions anyway? Great analysis. I agree. Long, less. Long. Yeah, totally. Set up your longs, because you don't want to lose capital here when this long is going to be probably the last opportunity to get in at this level. Yeah. Right.
And it's so, just like to sum up, right? As a trader, you always have one of three choices: long, short, or wait. Or if you're spot trading, buy, sell, or wait. And the traders who make the most money are the ones who know when to wait. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And for me, this is a wait moment. I've got buy orders in at the target of the head and shoulders. So if we do come down to that level, I've got longs in the market at that level. But I'm waiting to see whether this keeps going sideways or back up into the pattern before I'm really feeling confident of this pattern. Right. Yeah. So I think that's it. Learning how to wait is one of the most important skills a trader can ever have. Right. Yeah.
And one last thing on Bitcoin before we move over to Ethereum is that see how we've got this descending wedge. It's Wednesday. Quite often on a Wednesday, like on a Monday, if we've had a pump, and especially if we've come up, if we've been going up and up and up and up, and the weekend was a good weekend, and then Monday we come in strong, usually by Tuesday evening going into Wednesday morning, we get a dip, which is exactly what we just got overnight, right? We got the dip, we got the correction. Then Wednesday can be a picking up the momentum and the next impulse wave to the upside. And then it's kind of like this evening when the APAC market comes on, they'll probably, or Europe later, they'll probably be the ones that will determine the direction of this market, because New York's going to be closing soon, and Chicago will be closing soon as well. So that means volumes coming out, and we're in retail for an hour or so this afternoon before APAC starts coming on board and their institutional buyers come in and see what they're going to do with the market. So not a good time to enter because there isn't volume there. So we want to watch on the 1 hour. If you're already in a long, hang tight. do a bit of risk management, right? Have a look at, moving your stop loss outside of the structural low, or even dollar cost averaging down, just depending. Some of you might be over leveraged with enthusiasm. So if that happens, I often lower the leverage so that I don't get liquidated out, and I just dollar cost average in for the bounce.
That's a technical term, leveraged with enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Fun.
And
Okay.
then, hello from Germany. I like learning from you, wise woman. Oh, that's
thanks,
so fun.
Jack. Yeah.
So we're looking to see, are we going to come back up here and then come into the pattern again and then continue all the way back up to the top, in which case this little breakdown was a fake out. So watch for the rejection. We've already come up. Look at this, Teresa. We hit this. We got rejected. So this is flipped to resistance. And now we failed to come back down and confirm the breakdown by creating a lower low.
Yeah. So we might be looking at a reverse Bart Simpson back up into the pattern here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now we've got higher lows.
Yeah.
So we're wait and see, and don't panic, right?
Yeah.
And Ethereum is, is this the right chart for Ethereum? Which Ethereum is a little bit simpler. Here's a classic bear flag, which could take us down to 3703. Let me clean this up so I don't have many dashes. But look at this on the support level of 3964, not wanting to go down it, not even wanting to wick down it by much. So we've got support here at 3964. What's going on with Itchy? Ooh, that's busy. So we're under the green cloud, but green and green ahead of us, right? Not red, which means that there's more flow, less resistance. It's possible that we could be coming back up again in the next hour. So this could be an inverse Bart Simpson, Teresa.
Mm-hmm.
So
very well could be. Be interesting to see if that Ichimoku cloud flips. It might flip, because when it contracts like that, sometimes it flips over, sometimes it bounces off itself. Yeah. So that'll be a good indicator in the next couple hours. Are we seeing the Ichimoku cloud flip bearish, or are we seeing it fan out again?
Yeah. On the 1 hour, you want to, let me just come out. I know this is a little bit busy, but that's what Ichimoku is, a whole lot of different indicators all in one to give you the flow and momentum and resistance. See this purple line, that's the lagging span line. It is under price action, which is generally bearish. But it is turning around. If it comes back up over the Ichimoku cloud and then above, and then eventually above the price action, that's really bullish. We also have, let's have a look on the shorter time frame. We have a bit of a gap between the baseline and the conversion line, like green is on bottom and we want green on the top for it to be bullish. So we are still bearish there on the 15. Let's have a look at the 5 minute to see if we're shifting. No, we're not. So this is still trading sideways.
It's looking very Bart Simpson-ish though.
It is looking really Bart Simpson-ish.
We'll see what happens here. Yeah. This is for me another wait moment.
Yeah.
I want to wait and see what it does before I would enter a trade.
Yeah, and it's like we have quite a strong support at 3,800. So we might not even get down there when we come down and fulfill this as well. So shorting without without really clear indicators and a very, very clear bearish divergence or what have you is risky. Look at this, we did have a bearish divergence here. We've got price action going up while on the RSI we're heading down, right?
Yeah, that's a pretty strong divergence.
Yeah. So this could have already played out. Right here, boom, we dropped. It could have already played out. So in the CM Williams VIX, we've got 2 green lines, which is an indication that momentum and volume is starting to push the price back up. We're at the bottom of the RSI, so you don't short. If you want to short, you always short when we're oversold up the top of the RSI, not in the middle and not at the bottom. That's when you can get liquidated or U-turned on, right?
Yeah. So Jeroen van Lange was talking about that a lot when he was speaking at the Conscious Crypto event last week. you know, reading RSI divergences. And I like to look at the stochastics too for divergences, but those are one of the best indicators we have.
Yeah. Awesome.
And Mark Bernard's on the line with us. Hey, Mark. Mark was one of
Yeah.
our attendees at the Conscious Crypto event. Good to see you. We got a question here too. What about XRP, Nicola? I bought 5 months ago based on your recommendation when it was just 65 cents. Yay, you.
Well, yeah, but remember, I'm not a financial advisor, so no recommendations were made. It's just my enthusiasm that you then went out and did your own research on, and you made your own decision, right? Because
solid decision though to buy it at 65 cents. So so congratulations on that one. That's
and congrats to everybody who bought SHIBA INU when we mentioned it a couple of weeks ago down here. Woo!
Yeah, I'm hanging on to my XRP for the moment.
Oh yeah, me too.
You know, because when that lawsuit resolves itself, we could see a pretty big pump. So I've actually got my XRP in a low leverage trade at the moment. So.
Let me go over to this thing here, because going back to market structure, like where would we go if we keep going lower? Because we know for a fact, and I don't need any proof, Teresa, we know for a fact that XRP is hugely manipulated. Huge, because it's taken on the banks and SWIFT and you know, right? So hugely manipulated. So anyway, I can see it. It's like, if we look at the chart, if we come back to this monthly, haven't broken above this line here, haven't gone below this line here, we are looking at the bottom support level. If we break below that, you know, and then obviously we could go into a bear market, highly unlikely. But while Bitcoin and Ethereum have broken out of their month-long pattern, XRP has not, and it generally tends to lag behind the other coins anyway. So we're now looking at the structure of support for XRP is around 76.50, 76 cents. So if you bought at 65 cents, hello, you're looking pretty good there. But in terms of where, if you're just spot selling it, in terms of where you would be looking to exit, XRP could go to $10 by the end of the bull run, and usually XRP takes off after Bitcoin and Ethereum have dumped. It does its final impulse when that's dumping. So it lags with the rest of the market. But we haven't even gone past the previous market's all-time high, which is not showing on this chart, which is around $3.50. And we are looking at heading up towards the golden ratio at 3:1. So when we get to the golden ratio, I have a thing of taking my capital out. So I'm in profit. You know, you would have, 3,000x your money depending on where you bought in, but get your capital out and put it into something else. So now you're just riding it up and start taking profit again at around the 3.618 of the whole market structure, because that's usually around about where Bitcoin tops out after its third impulse wave. And then we've got $8. However, having said that, we could go to $50 because all of a sudden the lawsuit is over, the manipulation comes off, and because the spring has been held down for so long and so tight, it just could rocket within a day or two, and then it'll all be over. So you might want to think about, how you're going to dollar cost average out as it's going up, saving a little bit in case it just moons. Is that kind of like what your plan is, Teresa?
Yeah, well, and for those of you who are leverage traders trading with margin, we talked about how to trade blow off tops and market dumping situations on the Conscious Crypto event. And we did it on the advanced coaching call we did following up to that event for the VIPs as well. So if you want to access to some of those master classes that we set up based on that, I'd highly recommend you go and get yourself access to those videos. We'll talk about that at the end of the video. But it's good to have a plan. Like when we're seeing a blow off top and the market's just going up like a rocket ship, or when we see market dumping and it's coming down like an elevator to hell, is the expression in trading, right? You want to have a plan for how you trade those, because you don't want to be like deer in the headlights just watching all your money drain away. You want to actually be accumulating more of whatever coin you're trading, right?
Yeah.
And so it's easy to get wrecked if you let yourself get deer in the headlights. So that's an imperative skill. I actually, sometimes when I'm meditating, I practice my plans for blow off tops or market dumping in my head. I think it's really important to practice those. So.
Yeah, I'm just putting in the event. Like, a lot of people miss the event, so I've just put the consciouscryptotradersevent.com in there. You can get the replay. There's 3 days of masterclasses and expert panels and breakout sessions where we're helping you put your exit strategies and your entrance strategies. We go over this chart here for altcoins and where we see the prices, what dates we think the market is topping out. A lot of information, a lot of valuable information in there that if you missed out on the live event, you can now get the replay, and that is there. And Teresa always says we should never promote 2 things at the same time, but at the same time, I've got a mindset webinar for free tomorrow as well, and that link is pinned at the top. I'll tell you a bit more about that. Yeah. But here, going back to XRP, here is the bearish divergence on the 4 hour. So this could have already played out, guys, right? Here it is there. And, oh no, hang on, am I telling porkies? What am I looking at?
Well, she's checking what she's looking at. We'd love it if you guys would give us a like. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell and select all. It really helps support the channel. We are a tutorial channel, and we're committed not to just give you price predictions. We're committed for you to learn how to do the analysis so that you become a solid trader and know how to react to the market.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Nicola.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So I was thinking about something else that's debatable as to whether that's a bearish divergence, because it's pretty much like a double top in that instance. However, we have broken down. So I don't know if we're going to break down more, but if we do, it could go to 75 cents, worst case scenario, or dip back down under $1. You remember we are in a heavy resistance zone from $1.01 all the way up to $1.09. That's been heavy resistance, and then it was support, and now we're back in it. So the road back up could be a little bit slow unless we get news or volume. But look at this down the bottom, Teresa. We've had a big dump. We're in trend exhaustion, and price is starting to tick back up. So just watch the RSI to see how this is going to play out, because I'm feeling like the bottom is in on this, but you know, it could very well dump down a little bit more if we've got trend exhaustion and come all the way back down here, as I mentioned before, to the red line, which is that structure line of 75 cents. So if you're looking to get into a leveraged trade for XRP, if you're spot buying, now's a good time to buy and buy more if we go down. But if you're looking at doing leverage, this is waiting again to see which pattern is going to play out. Will this be a reverse Bart Simpson as well? Or will we continue this pattern of creating a bear flag and go a little bit further down into the structure there? And let's see where that brings us to. I would do it there with a note that the wick might take us down, and look at that. Yeah, we could go all the way down to 88 cents maybe, but the target of that bear flag is at around 91.61, which is creating a lower high. But here's the deal. If I just delete all of that and we start afresh from the top and we come down, XRP loves to trade in descending and ascending wedges. So this is a bullish pattern. So we could be bouncing off of here, coming back up, and then coming back to the upside to around about $1.24, I think is the target from another pattern, but also resistance levels. Write this down. Resistance levels are at $1.17 to 18 and $1.22 to $1.23. And we got rejected off of the $22.97.
Yeah.
So let's go to.
Can't wait for that lawsuit to get resolved.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
We'll see some action then, that's for sure. But yeah.
So just remember, guys, we're going to talk about a SHIBA INU right now, because I think money's coming out of Bitcoin and Ethereum and XRP, and it's going into SHIBA INU.
Yeah,
because, oh my goodness, we have got an ascending triangle, breaks to the upside. It's breaking up as we speak. So just as well, you didn't spot sell before, because there's a little bit more to go. But just to let you know, we're here to support you in any way we can. And some of the best ways for us to support you is in our masterclass series, which is the replay of the event. Link is in the comment section. And then obviously mindset, because let's talk about mindset as we look at SHIBA INU, because SHIBA INU, Teresa, started out as a meme coin to take on Doge, but now they're building a full-on DeFi platform where you can borrow your SHIB out and get coin back, and you can bury and dig and get bones and all these doggy things, and we love dogs. Right?
Yeah, it's got good fundamentals, though. It's starting to look like a pretty solid coin. So, you know, and you can buy like 20 million SHIBA INU for not much money still. So I think it looks good. Although personally, you know, now that it's just done a run up, not the time to be spot buying in, but it might be a good time to take some profit and reaccumulate.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Because look, we're traveling on the 30-minute, we're traveling above over bought territory. Let's have a look, because this is euphoria. Look at this. It's still going. And look, we've got a W on the RSI.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
So we've been traveling along here for the whole day, 2 days.
Yeah.
Because you know how there are some people who will place a short when we get into overbought territory, and because that's what you do in the stock market, right? But in crypto, we can travel along overbought because everybody's so euphoric and excited for days.
Yeah.
Right?
Ethereum, and that's a seriously bullish Ichimoku cloud right now.
Seriously bullish.
No resistance on the lagging span in behind, a green cloud just heading upwards. Personally, I think we still have some price action to go here.
Yeah. And look, if we are breaking out of this ascending triangle, we're going up to 7368. And if we come back down just a little bit and retest the golden ratio, bounce off here and come back up, I think it's going to go absolutely nuts. Ichimoku is looking like it could, like the end of the month could just be fireworks, because once you get above this Fibonacci level, the golden ratio, it's blue skies all the way up to getting rid of 10.
Yeah.
Right, we could lose a 0 and by the end of the month, or certainly by the new moon on the 4th of November. So if you're trading this, I don't know, trading SHIB with leverage, I don't know, because like it's like it doesn't come back to reconfirm, Teresa.
Yeah, personally, this is a spot trade for me. I think leverage trading is for more mature coins that are more predictable. Anytime you're in a new coin like this, you can make a lot of money, but they are lottery tickets. I would not leverage trade a lottery ticket. You know, because for 10 of these lottery tickets, 8 of them might be gone in 2 years, right? So I look to spot trade and accumulate more. So I look for these periods where we might take some profit out, then let the market retrace and accumulate more coin. But personally, I think doing leverage trades on a coin like this is ill-advised unless you're sitting watching your computer and you really, really know what you're doing. So if you're a super experienced day trader or a scalper, I'm happy to have you disagree with me. But if you're new to the world of trading, this is not the place to learn leverage.
Exactly. And also, I think you've got to decide, how much do you want to, excuse me, how much do you want to take out for the ultimate lottery ticket? Because if things go crazy in the next 4 to 5 years and SHIBA INU goes to 1 cent, that's going to make millionaires of people who invested $200 back when we said, right? So what I've done is I've buried some for 4 years, which I'm not going to touch. So that's my big payday lottery ticket out of the way, and I'm not even going to touch it. And if I lose it, I got it for free anyway, because it was SHIB that I got when I spot traded. Then with what I've just done, I took profit here. This candle was red for a bit and I went, oh, I don't know what direction it's going to go in. It looked like Bitcoin was going to dump more. So I took 50% out. I sold 50% of my SHIBA INU, and I have a cheeky buy order to come back in if we come back down here and retest. Because I've already taken my capital out, I've already got staking, so I am assured of the big payday in 4 years' time. The rest is play money for me. So if we don't end up retracing here, all right, in the next week, I'll just get a coin that's moving, but I've still got 50% of this free SHIB that I've got, because it's, you know, like it's profit on you know, because I've taken my capital out. Then all is really good. And that's what you want to be thinking about with your strategy. We have a lot of this training in the Conscious Crypto Event Masterclass replay series. So link is for that if you really want to work with us through those videos to get your strategies on for each of your coins and for your entire portfolio, actually.
Yeah.
So then mindset. Right, tomorrow I'm doing mindset training, because people will say, I've got 10,000, let me write this down, I've got $10,000, I'm going to invest it in the market and make money. I'm going to use the profit to then go and buy technical analysis training and mindset training so I can receive more money. But because the mindset isn't there to receive the profit and you don't know what you're doing, what happens is that you end up, oops, I should stay in here. Oops, oopsie doopsie. Let's get in here, delete this. And I know some of you have had this experience, right? You come in and you lose half of it in the trade and you go, oh, well, let me just go in with a bigger trade, bigger position so that I can get the money and then I can invest in myself and I can invest in my abundance mindset and my training mindset and my TA. And the next thing you know, you lose even more, because we know that 90% of you will lose between 80 to 90% of your portfolio in the first 90 days, right? That's a losing mindset, because you put investing in the market first. A winning mindset is, I've got 10,000. I don't really know what I'm doing and I've never made lots of money before. So I know I don't have the mindset to receive millions and millions and millions of dollars. So I need to make sure that I do, so I make the right decisions. So I'm going to take half of that and I'm going to invest in my mind, and I'm going to invest in technical analysis, and I'm going to get a mentor or be in part of a group that's going to show me how to take that other 5,000 and double it, right? So now you break even, but you've got investment as a platform for learning. You make less losses if you're following the instructions and you're building your mindset. And so within 90 days, you could have doubled your money because you had the right mindset. That's how important mindset is.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Anybody
That's
got
that's a beautiful comparison, Nicola. Nicola and I are in agreement on this. 80% of what it takes to be a profitable trader is mindset. Yeah. If you've ever moved your stop loss at the wrong moment and then actually lost more than what your good risk management told you to, or if you've closed out of a winning trade too quickly because you had fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and then you left a ton of profit on the table, or you hung on to losing trades way too long, yeah. Then you've got mindset issues. Yeah. And if you don't deal with your mindset issues, you can never become part of the upper 1% of traders, let alone part of the upper 20% of traders that are actually making some profit. Right. But your goal should be to be in the upper 5 to the upper 2%, because those are the guys who are highly profitable. That's where you want to be. Right. Yeah. So mindset trading in my world is a must. It's not only a must for beginners, it's an ongoing activity that you do. I do the exercises Nicola teaches. I'm constantly doing mindset work, because otherwise you very easily, it's like superstar athletes don't say, hey, I'm there now, I'm going to stop training. Yes. like, can you imagine if somebody was in the NBA and they're like, oh, I've made the NBA. Well, let me fire my coach then and stop learning. Like, they're not going to stay in the NBA very long if that's the case, right? Yeah. You constantly have to be working on your edge. And the first part of edge is your ability to manage your own fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and FOMO, because those are the things that are going to kill you as traders. We know you guys have lost more than this on single trades. So guys, just invest in yourself, and get involved in Nicola's mindset webinar and her mindset mastery training. It's so worth the investment.
Thank you, Teresa. So the link for the free webinar tomorrow is pinned to the top. And if you're in the habit of investing in the technical analysis so that they work hand in hand, the really good place to go is our masterclass series, which is a replay of the videos of the event we had with MMCrypto, Da Vinci J15, Didi Taihutu from the Bitcoin family, and we had a whole section on tax. We had Jeroen van Langer on market dynamics that affect price action from the blockchain today. Everybody was raving about how valuable it is. We still have people watching the videos again for the third time because it had that much value in it. Far exceeds the value of your investment, and it'll help you set yourself up. Because just this one last word on mindset, we're going into the euphoric stage where people can get greedy. And I'll show you what was going on in my mind. I saw this ascending triangle formation potential when we flattened here. So this candle hadn't started, I actually drew this line right there, and I went, oh, I could go up. Let me not take my capital out, because it could go up more. And in the end, I just went, you know what, I'm not going to get greedy because it could also go down. So I took my capital out, and I also spot sold some to buy back in. So the capital that I took out, like the SHIBA INU that I took out to say, here's my capital out, got bought back in when I bought back in. So I actually didn't lose SHIB, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right. I took the dollar value out, took some more out to spot buy back in, so that the amount of SHIB that I have was the exact same before I took out that. Actually, it was more.
That's the kind of strategy you guys want to be doing, right? Take profit along the way and buy back. So you're taking your original investment out, but you're actually still staying with the same amount or more of the coin you originally accumulated. So that's brilliant. Beautiful spot trading, Nicola.
And then I just sold some more here, did the exact same strategy. Even though this is bullish, we could keep going up. It is starting to slow down, and we are way oversold on the top here, that we could see a bigger correction. So I've sold half, not all of it. And then I've got a cheeky buy order in. I think I've got the buy order in down at this Fibonacci level at 4006, but I will monitor it, because if we come back here, get a bounce somewhere in here around about the 4556, another potential is 4953, and another area here for support is 5713. I'll just look for the bounce, and then I'll just change the order, right? But I've got the cheeky order in here in case we get one of these. Boom. Yeah,
worth doing.
Cool, guys. So we do you see Kishu? Did you see Kishu? I haven't looked at that yet. I haven't looked at that yet. Is this in? That's another. Let's have a look.
Well, that's a very bullish Ichimoku cloud, that's for sure.
Very bullish.
And a nicely spaced out EMA ribbon. It bounced off the EMA ribbon, but that's not looking too bad.
Not looking too bad, but it is in a descending wedge, which means we could come down and then come back up again before breaking up. But it's good, pretty good structure. Let's have a look and see where it could top out.
Yeah, if it doesn't break out of the descending channel, it might be a good place to spot sell and reaccumulate, because it does look like it's thinking about doing another round down into the channel, even though the overarching structure is bullish.
Yeah, so it's gonna potentially double in this bull run, and then if we get the euphoric stage and you get the community behind it, it could triple. Maybe more. I haven't done any fundamentals or any TA on this. This is just purely speculation based on where the fib levels are and where we normally top out in the altcoin season. But at the moment, I would say it's getting ready for the price to come back down again, or at least trade sideways a little bit before it breaks up out of this descending. It's just a really slight descending wedge here.
If it does break up right now, I'd be looking for an RSI divergence, unless it breaks up with high volume.
Yeah.
Because if it exceeds the previous price on the last peak, but the RSI momentum doesn't come up higher, then we've probably got a bearish divergence on the RSI. Given just the way the RSI looks, personally, I don't think that's enough momentum, especially on the Williams VIX fix, that it looks like it's going to break out of the channel right now. It's overarching bullish. But I think it's going to come down and at the very least bounce off the EMA ribbon, if not come back into the channel. So this would be a good place to possibly reaccumulate in my world.
Yeah, I would probably wait for a retracement, because the Ichimoku cloud is straight here. And often when you see straight in the Ichimoku cloud, we can get sudden dips. We're also getting rejected 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times off of this Fibonacci level here. Sometimes we haven't even reached it, right? So if we don't break out in the next 3-4 hours, I'd say this is getting ready to come back down, gather up momentum, and then come back up. So yeah, so it's pretty good.
Yeah, interesting point. I haven't looked at that one before.
What was that?
I haven't looked at this one before. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I haven't looked at it either. I'm just into one lottery ticket only. Yeah, cool. Awesome. Okay, folks. Yeah, what else have we got? Kishu has 400 quad coins and they don't have plans to burn it. It's interesting. How does the coming north-south node change affect Bitcoin? Stephen, I don't know too much about south and north nodes as per the charts for cryptocurrency. I usually look at the planets, the moon phases, and the sextiles, trines, conjunctions, squares. So I don't know about that, but I might do some research. And if you want to go over to our Discord server, Conscious Crypto it is, just go over to Discord, type in Conscious Crypto. Tell us what you know. We would love for you to share that with us. So folks, we're going to go. We'll see you next Wednesday, but we are going to be uploading videos every day as usual, tutorial videos for you. That's what our channel is. We're helping you learn technical analysis and looking at strategies. And we're really big on scenario trading here, which is scenarios that can affect price action. So if you're new, love for you to subscribe, hit the bell, click all so you get notified. And Teresa, do you want to do that video I spoke of this morning about that, like how the market is going to descend at the top of the market? Did you hit? I sent you an audio. You might have not have had time.
Oh, I haven't had a chance to look at it.
Well, let's throw it out to you guys just to finish off with. Would you like Teresa and I to do a video on where we see the crescendo of the market and where we could be bouncing down to, so that you move your profits out of Bitcoin when it crashes and into altcoins that might still have an altcoin season after the Bitcoin crash? And then there's a couple of other things that can happen whereby you can take that money, instead of putting it into stable coins, you can ride the wave as Bitcoin is dumping into the bear market into newer projects that are now being said could possibly not have a bear cycle. There's a way that you could be preserving your profits with NFTs, certain DeFi projects, metaverse projects. So if you want us to talk about that, hit the like button.
Yeah.
we've got 65 people watching, which is pretty good for our new channel, and only 11 likes.
We really appreciate it when you guys hit the like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and select all. Thank you so much. Just a reminder that the proceeds from our channel and the proceeds from our Conscious Crypto event we just had and the masterclass help support initiatives like road paving. We just got almost another half kilometer of road paved in our community. I know that doesn't sound sexy, but boy, it sure helps create a lot of jobs, guys. When you can bring more people into a region, jobs naturally follow, right? So thank you, those of you who have been supporting. A couple of people bought us a coffee the other day. What we really love, though, is for you guys to invest in yourselves and go buy that masterclass series, because as much as we appreciate the coffees, we really appreciate the likes, we really appreciate the subscribes. we want to see you guys become part of that upper 1% of traders. So write it on your do list right now. Go do Nicola's Mindset Masterclass, Mindset webinar tomorrow. And just go invest in yourself and do the Masterclass series. For those of you who weren't able to make the Conscious Crypto event live, I promise you guys, investing in yourself is always worth it, because ultimately you will make money when you really understand how to master trading. That's really what's going to happen here.
Yeah. And Teresa, we've got a lot of people who they have participated in the masterclass series now going through the replay. So guys, shout out. How did you find it? Did you find it valuable? What was your big takeaway? And we will see you in the next video that hopefully we'll get to upload real soon tomorrow. We're going to be uploading a few snippets from the event, so that you can get some gold, but the best gold mining is in the actual full masterclass series.
Yeah.
itself.
So for those of you who are on the masterclass, feel free to type in the chat for us, whether or not it's worth it for the other people to buy the masterclass series. Thanks, Mark. I appreciate the comment. Mark was one of the people that was on live with us.
Yeah. Okay, guys, until then,
trade consciously. Sorry, I was waiting for Nicola to say it.
I was going to let you have the last word.
We'll see you next time, guys.
Bye.
Take care.